Hey, welcome to Beta List. I've got Misha from Open Garden here. How are you?
Hey, hi Jeff, I'm great.
Very good. So, tell me a little about yourself. Sort of, what's your background? How'd you sort of get to Open Garden? And what's your story?
So I've been an entrepreneur for more than 10 years now, always in the field of the web and telecommunications. So basically building services that were merging the web with telco services.
Hmm.
I did amazing stuff in the past, like I met with the Skype founders before they launched Skype in and Skype out.
Very
And
cool.
at that time, no telco wanted to work with them because they were afraid of what Skype could become. And basically, I was with my partners the first to open Skype in and Skype out for Skype.
Hmm.
It was a big success because it was what enabled Skype to generate the first revenues, and it was a lot of fun, really a lot of fun.
Very, very cool. And what's your background in terms of education? Were you a computer science major? I'm assuming you sort of went through and just sort of one day decided you want to be an entrepreneur, or did you work in the sort of the corporate field at all? Or
So I was a coder when I was a kid, so
okay,
I used to code my own games from the age of 8, 9, and then I stopped coding, and I went into a business school after I graduated, and I always wanted to be an entrepreneur.
very cool. So you sort of went just from the coding to the business, and then straight into start. Did you work for any big companies before you became an entrepreneur? Or?
I worked for small and medium companies. I had internship with larger companies, yes,
Okay,
but most of my time has been being an entrepreneur.
okay. And then tell me about Open Garden. So where did that sort of come from? Did you sort of have some friends when you were in college, and you just put it together with them, or what's the backstory in Open Garden?
But the backstory of Open Garden is, I mean, it's a long story. Is like when I was coding, for example, the first thing that I required was always to move programs from one computer to another, and I had always dreamed of a way to basically move information wirelessly. At that time, we had this old cassette, to register the programs.
Yeah.
And since then, obviously, the internet arrived, Wi-Fi, and in my last company, we were while we were building telco services, we always had that desire basically to be able to use your phone everywhere as if you were at home.
Okay,
And Open Garden is the continuity of that.
very cool.
It's giving you the ability to be connected always. It doesn't matter where you are, and try to always provide you with the best available connection.
Very cool. So how did this team get together? Just friends of yours, or what was did you start coding it yourself and then sort of brought on people slowly from there? Or?
So the team, when I was working with Skype, I was very much interested into peer-to-peer systems and distributed architecture on the web. And so I got in touch with my CTO, Stanislav Shalunov, and we exchanged on the web for many years, emails, messages, and when I arrived in the US at the end of 2010, I wanted to make Open Garden happen, and I was looking for a team. So I contacted him again, and we met. And I said, Stas, I think the timing is right. And now with all this smartphone ecosystem, the ecosystem of the apps, I think it's time to basically we could just build an app that would turn any smartphone into a router, into a hotspot.
Mhm.
And why don't we try to build a software that basically leverage the density of smartphones, laptop, and tablets to create a network to improve access to the internet and also to provide access to the internet more ubiquitously.
Okay, so in terms of how Open Garden works, it's more or less like I've got my iPhone or Android here, and I've got a 4G connection with AT&T, and basically I would have Open Garden installed, and it would sort of share it as a router, basically, right?
So the first benefit you get when you install the application on your mobile phone is you will be able to share your mobile data with your tablet and your laptop
Okay.
completely seamlessly. So what you need to do is the first time you install the application on your phone, on your tablet, on your laptop, and when these devices are in proximity nearby each other,
Mhm.
they will interconnect completely seamlessly. The application does that in the background. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do any pairing. You don't need to accept any connection. So the network builds itself completely seamlessly, and that was one of the first things we had to develop when we started the project because if we are betting on the density of people, and we didn't want people to have to basically check their phone, accept connections with people around them. We wanted that to happen
Just
completely
waste some time, yeah.
in the background. And so it took us some time, but we made it happen. And so the first benefit, yeah, you can share with this feature the data of your mobile phone. You can also, if you have no coverage on your phone, using the connection of your laptop or someone else's laptop. And so it does, in more technical terms, what you call tethering and reverse tethering.
Okay.
The new features were introduced recently for the version 2.0 that was beginning of March for the launch festival. These are really realizing the vision we had when we started the project. So we introduced the channel bonding. That means you can access several channels simultaneously. So you can have Wi-Fi on one side in the network and also one 4G connection or even several 4G or 3G connection. And when you are in the network, you can basically bundle all these channels of access to the internet simultaneously.
Okay.
So the effect, it improves your reliability of connection, but also improve your speed.
Okay, very cool. And in terms of distribution, what have you seen as sort of like challenges in getting the app out there, marketing it, or just sort of having people, know about what you guys do and, can download it and play with it?
So the challenges of distribution, as we are providing a first service, which is basically the sharing of your mobile data. Many people, especially in the US, are willing to have that service. So it just grew organically when we released the application.
Okay.
We had also, when we launched during TechCrunch Disrupt last year, we were awarded the most innovative startup, so that also helped us to have some good press.
Yeah.
So the application really just grew completely organically, and I mean, enough people adopting the service to help us improve the service, because as we are a complete networking application, the only way for us to really test and improve the features is by having the service live. And so now we went to version 2.0 months ago, and yes, it's completely organically. One thing we started to do as a trial at the beginning of the year was to partner with communication applications.
Yeah.
So we partner, for example, with an application called TextMe. And the thing is, when you use this messaging or texting application from your Android tablet, very often when you leave home, you don't have any more Wi-Fi, so you cannot keep on using the service.
Yeah.
So now TextMe users can basically, when TextMe pushes the installation of Open Garden, and so you can keep on texting and messaging or video calls from your tablet when you're on the go. And if you have no Wi-Fi, because the tablet will automatically switch to the connection of your mobile phone.
Very cool. And as an entrepreneur, you've been doing this for a long time. What are some things that you've learned in the past few years where you can sort of say, oh, I should have done that, or things you could sort of give back, I guess.
I mean, advices I can give is first is never give up, and stay with I don't know, because you never know where basically the opportunity is going to come from. Knowing the good opportunities, and so you have to push every door and try again, and try again. And very important, and that's what we did with the very first version of our product. So, in Silicon Valley, we call that the minimal viable product.
Yeah.
Is we really used that version to listen to what users wanted, and we keep on listening to what our users say when they use the application and what they are looking to, or which features they would like to see.
So continue to iterate.
Really track the way they use the application. That's really important.
Very cool. And in terms of just like, do you guys have funding right now, or just sort of bootstrapping and?
So we raised a seed funding of $2 million. Yeah, with approximately, I think we have 13 angels who invested in the round. We have one more institutional VC,
very cool.
Digital Garage, and all the other investors are angels.
Very nice.
And from US, Europe, some of them we get them through Angel List, which is a very good website to raise money when you start your startup.
Very cool.
And
so you're sort of using that money just sort of to were there any monetization things you have coming up at all? I mean, the app's free, I believe, right?
The application is free, yes.
So what are sort of some plans? You have maybe advertising to get on the service, or sort of maybe pay to play, pay for better connection, things like that.
Well, we have many ideas for monetization.
Mhm.
Some come from our users. So, like one of the challenges we will have when we gain more density is basically organizing the sharing in a more efficient way, or also to because some users may want to have some control of how they share their connection
Yeah.
with other people. So control features can become a feature. So people would pay to get access to this control feature. We are thinking of also other premium services like increasing the speed through a cloud exit for users who really desire to have more speed when they use the application and also more security.
Very nice.
Then we also have interest from the industry. So carriers are contacting us because we are a way to improve their infrastructure without
Yeah.
any
Exactly.
hardware investment.
Exactly. It's just a one-stop shop.
And also the car industry for opportunistic connectivity. That means basically retrieving data from the car and sending it back in the cloud at the lowest possible cost.
Okay.
So entering into the market of the end-to-end machine-to-machine, but with a smart, intelligent software that does the least cost routing of the data.
Very cool. Sounds like I got a lot of options there. So it should be. What are your sort of
Yeah,
plans for the future? Are you building out any new features? Just sort of gonna, let version 2 sit for another few months and gather some data, or
so we the first version was really to the first phase, sorry, till now, till version 2 was really to build a low level of networking features, and we have arrived to a certain point, and now we keep on improving every day
okay.
the the software now with this and the features of the version 2.0. We had a lot of traction recently, so we are also doing some redevelopment to improve the efficiency of the software. And that was our first phase. Now we enter into phase 2, and what we are working on now is mainly increase the scale, and we are doing that through partnerships like with TextMe. So basically, our value proposition is we tell to app developers, we give you the internet and you give us install, so it's a win-win.
Okay. Very cool.
And so that's what we are currently working on, and we will start soon also to prototype some monetization models. So reiterate on the monetization.
Yeah. It's always a big thing to you gotta start making money right off the bat. So yeah, very very cool. Well, looking forward to see what you guys do. It sounds like that you're ready for growth. I mean, it's looking forward to the next couple months and see what you guys come up with. So
Yeah, it's very exciting. The whole team is, is working a lot on this, and is very excited also to have. It's very exciting when you see the user and the community we have of fans that really follow us each time. There is something that doesn't go well. You see these people coming on the forum or sending emails, "Hey, fix this." So we have an audience that's really participating to improve
yeah.
the software, and it is great. And we start to have some amazing story of people using the application in India,
Wow.
share data among a community of entrepreneurs and farmers. Um, People sending us how they were saved by using Open Garden during a hurricane.
Wow.
Or
Very
no,
nice.
it's amazing.
Very cool. Sounds great. Well, I can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. And thanks a lot, Misha. And yeah, looking forward. It sounds like you guys are up for some very cool stuff in the next couple months. So appreciate it.
Thank, thank you, Jeff. And speak maybe in a few months to give you an update.
For sure. Sounds great.